Hey, welcome back to Hot Topics TV, y'all. Just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Click the bell next to the subscribe button so you're notified every time a new video goes up on Hot Topics TV. And you already know if the topic is hot, we are on it. Listen, let's get right into this topic right here. So, Alpo Martinez, or Alpo, the boogeyman, as he was known back in the day. Because you know Alpo was out there in them streets and his name rings bells. If this ain't karma, I don't know what it is. Right? Everybody was expecting Alpo to eventually get killed by somebody who he shysted back in the day. He was a shysty dude. He told on a lot of people. I mean, when you go to prison, these are street codes, right? If you get busted and you facing time, you don't rat me out to get yourself less time. Unless you're just one of those people who don't give a damn and you're about to send a lot of people up the river to make things better for yourself. Code honor of the streets, that's not honorable. And that's the kind of person that he was. You're talking about somebody that confessed to 14 murders and people said that there were way more. By his account, there were way more, but he only got caught for those 14 that he confessed to. He confessed to those 14 murders because what? He did not want to do life in prison without the possibility of parole. So he took his time. He did like 20-something years. And when he came home, the way how he was, when he came home, everything changed. As you can see, the internet is very different from what it was back in the day. When he went to prison, there was no internet. When he came home, there's a whole new world where you can actually make money on the internet by telling stories. You got different people on YouTube with different channels that earn their money for whatever the hell they do on their own channels, right? So he got in on that market too. And he started like driving around showing people where he killed who. I killed Rich Porter right here. We dumped whatever body over there. I slumped this dude right here, blah, blah, blah. And it was weird to see. And a lot of people were like, yeah, it's just a matter of time. Because most of the people who he shysted, if he didn't kill them, they or their people were still around. Well, it's been said that many people had good reasons to want to see this convicted murderer, Alberto Alpo Martinez, dead. But the man accused of shooting him on Halloween gave him about 5 bullets to the chest and stomach. Halloween of 2021. The dude that killed him, the police report is now saying that this had nothing to do with street life or street beef. That this dude that hit him up actually did it because he was angry because Alpo drove too aggressively and actually cut him off and was showing no etiquette and no manners and was disrespecting him in traffic. So it was a case of road rage that cost him his life. Martinez, 55 years old at the time, he spent more than 5 years living in a federal witness protection program in Lewiston. Apparently, Shaquem Parker, he had hit Shaquem in a minor crash while the younger man was on foot. So he was coming through driving, boom, 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 and bumped him, physically bumped him. Dude must have said something to him about, yo, slow down, homie, and you bumped me and shit. And he, gave him the whole, man, get the fuck out the street. That kind of stuff. So he was like, okay, all right. So he got out the street and he timed him. And he saw where he parked and all that. And he wet him up. The Daily News and New York tabloid reported last Monday that according to police, the 27-year-old Parker gunned down the former drug dealer. Well, not former, because they found drugs on him at his death, which led them to believe that he was still doing what he was doing before. Right? He didn't let go of the drug game. He was still in it. And anyhow, the real kingpin got hit after a road rage incident. Police told the Daily News that Parker nursed a month-long grudge against the well-known kingpin. So this wasn't like he hit him up immediately after. He bounced him and dude left it and just kept paying attention to him for over a month. Well, Obviously, this is premeditated murder, so that 27-year-old ain't coming out of prison no time soon, right? He was on his motorcycle when Alpo hit him. The tabloid said that Parker, still seething, angry about the incident, spotted Martinez driving his 2017 maroon pickup truck in Harlem at 3:20 a.m. October 31st. When he seen him again, he was like, "Yep, that's him." The Daily News said that prosecutor Jung Park said during Parker's arraignment that Parker fired 3 shots into the driver's side window of the truck, turned away, and then turned back and fired 2 more. All 5 of them hit him. Hit Alpo. The mortally wounded Alpo Martinez, who called himself Abraham Rodriguez when he lived in the witness protection program in Lewiston, drove another couple of blocks or so before hitting another vehicle and coming to a stop. He threw the bags of heroin that he had with him out the window of his vehicle. He probably thought he was going to make it, but he didn't want the police to come or the ambulance to come, because you get hit up, they're going to cut your clothes off you and lay you on a stretcher and start doing some medical work on you and whatnot. So he threw the bags of heroin out. The bags of heroin were said, 3 bags of heroin out the window at his final moment. He realized, oh shit, I'm about to pass out. I don't want to be found with this heroin. They're still, and he's in a witness protection program, so he's not supposed to be messing with anything like that, right? So a lot of people are speculating and saying that, yo, somebody hit him up because he was in the witness protection program. What the hell was he doing in Harlem? He should have been up in Lewiston. But there's also a report that he had not really been at the address that he was supposed to be at. He was frequenting Harlem more than anything. He actually came for a Halloween party, right? So he was pretty comfortable in Harlem. Parker, who's been in custody since November 6th, pleaded not guilty last week to the charge of murder and criminal possession of a weapon. Martinez was a legendary figure in the hip-hop world and a crack dealer whose network extended from New York to Washington, D.C. in the 80s, when he was often seen wheeling his bike up and down the streets of Harlem, his fancy motorcycles, and his hot cars. Well, the law caught up with him in about 1991 when he confessed to participating in 14 murders, including the murder of someone who was considered to be his best friend. And he escaped the possible death sentence by providing statement against other people that were from that world. So he snitched on a whole bunch of people. People thought that's the life that caught up with him, but it wasn't. It was a simple road rage accident. He hit somebody that was on their motorcycle and then gave the dude a whole lot of shit talk, and dude timed him and just caught him at an opportune time, shot him 5 times, and he lost his life. In the last few years of his life, though, he was often visiting his family and his friends in New York and Boston and Atlanta and beyond, clearly flouting the notion of hiding in Lewiston despite threats from his old rivals. People used to see him. People used to send messages to him that we gonna get to you one day, we just timing you right. And nobody really wanted to touch him, because if you're in a witness protection, then more than likely, you got the feds got eyes on you. Well, this 27-year-old didn't give a damn what witness protection program he was in or what feds might have been watching him and all that. He just wanted revenge for the day you bumped me on my bike and then talked all that shit after you did it. Many had suspected that Martinez had been shot by somebody who he had done wrong in his past life, and somebody who was unhappy with his busy love life or something like that, because he had a whole lot of hoes. He had a bunch of females. Even now, if you watch the movie Paid in Full, you'll see him in the middle of the party hitting the shorty from the back. Everybody is watching. He was that kind of a wild dude, right? And he still carried on that lifestyle with a bunch of different females. So people were thinking, speculating, it had to do something with any of that, and it didn't. It turned out, though, if police are right, that it was hardly the Hollywood ending that many people had guessed. Leave your comments in the comment section below. If this ain't karma, I don't know what is. I'll catch you on the next video. It's Hot Topics TV, and you already know if the topic is hot, we're on it. I'm out. Peace.